Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be making the tutorial for these beautiful watermelon coasters, but it's a set, so this is how the set is going to be coming out. So without further ado, let us get into the tutorial. Okay, so for this project, these are the materials you're going to need. These are some of my leftover yarns that I'm going to be using for this project. Okay, so the red color is a 5-ply yarn. These ones are 5-ply yarns. The red, the green, the black, and the white, they are all 5-ply yarns. And this is a velvet yarn. I'm just going to be using it at the very end to give it this aesthetic looks. All right, so these are the yarn colors that you are going to need. And then you are going to need a scissors, of course. You're going to need a tapestry needle. You're going to need a measurement tape. And on this project, I'm going to be working with a 4.5mm hook size. So let's get to it. Okay, so for the measurement for this coaster, I'm going to be going with a 5 or a 5.5 inches. All right, but depending on how big or how small you want yours, you are supposed to take your own measurements. All right, so I went ahead to do one so I can use it to show you and give you the example of what I mean. All right, so this one measures 5.5 inches, exactly what I want. All right, so what I did is with this 4.5mm hook size, I had to do 1 2 3 of the red double crochet, then 1 white half double crochet, 1 green half double crochet, and then my aesthetics, which is the velvet yarn single crochet. All right, because we are going to be working on 3 different stitches: the double crochet, the half double crochet, and the single crochet, to give us this size that we got. So depending on your hook size and your yarn size, you are supposed to take your measurements and make sure you get the exact rows that you want to give you what you want. And like I said, it can be big or it can be small. All right, so for this project, you are going to start with a magic ring. All right, so on this magic ring, you are going to chain up 2, 1 and 2. Make sure that your chain 2 is loose, because you don't want the tight strands to be showing on the coaster. All right, so on this magic ring now, you are going to be putting in 12 double crochet, and don't forget, this does not count as 1 double crochet. All right, so you go ahead now to work 12 double crochet on your magic ring. Okay, that's 1 2 3 4 all right, so and I have 12 double crochet on my magic ring, so I'm just going to fasten this now. All right, so to close this row, you are going to be doing a slip stitch on the very first stitch right here you made. All right, I hope you're seeing what I'm doing. So go into the first stitch right here and make a slip stitch. All right, to start row 2, you are going to chain up 2, and like I told you before, make sure your chain 2 is very loose, just like this. All right, so on that same stitch right now, you are going to be putting in 2 double crochet on the same stitch. So that's 1 and that's 2. All right, and then on the next stitch, you are going to go in with 2 double crochet, 1 and then 2, and on the next stitch, you are going to go in with 2 double crochets. So on this row, this is the pattern that you are going to follow. Keep putting in 2 double crochets until you get to this place, and when you get here, I'll come back to show you what we're going to do next. Okay, all right, so I've gotten to the end of the row 2. So what you do now is make a slip stitch on the very first stitch you made right here to close this row. All right, so now the next row, which is the row 3, you are going to chain up 2 again very loosely, and on that stitch you are going to be putting in 1 double crochet. All right, and on the next stitch you are going to put in 2 double crochet, because we are going to be increasing on this row. All right, so on the next stitch again you are going to put in 1 double crochet. Then on the very next stitch you are going to be putting in 2 double crochet. So on this row, this is the pattern that you are going to follow all around. All right, so on the next stitch now you put in 1 double crochet, and on the next you put in 2, 1 2 1 2 until you get to the very end here. And when you get here, I'll come back and show you what we're going to do next. Okay, so I've gotten to the end of my row 3 now. So what I'm going to just do now is I'm going to slip a stitch on the very first stitch I made here to close this row. All right, so like I told you, I now have 3 of the double crochet rows that I'm going for the red color. So I'm just going to chain 1 now and cut off the red. All right, so now I'm going to be introducing the white color. So I'm going to tie this one, and I'm going to insert my white color here now. All right, so the exact place I ended the red, that is where I'm going to be attaching the white color. And then chain up 2. All right, and make sure the chain is loose. Mine is not just now. So 1 and 2. All right, so now on this same stitch here you are going to be doing 1/2 double crochet. All right, 1/2 double crochet. So for the white color and the green color, we are going to be going with 1/2 double crochet, but you still continue the increase as we've been doing. All right, so now on the next stitch put in 1/2 double crochet, and then on the next stitch we are going to be doing our increase. You are going to put in 2 1/2 double crochet on this same stitch. All right, and then on the next stitch you are going to put in just 1/2 double crochet, and on the next you are going to put in 1/2 double crochet, and on the next stitch you are going to be putting in 2 1/2 double crochet. All right, so on this row, this is the pattern that you are going to follow. All right, so you first of all put 1/2 double crochet on the first stitch. On the second stitch you put 1/2 double crochet, 1/2 double crochet, and then on the third stitch you go in with 2 1/2 double crochet. So 1 1 2. The count for this row now is 1 1 2. It's easy to actually navigate. All you just need to do, look at where the increase is on the previous row, and you know where you put your 2 1/2 double crochets. All right, so you go ahead now and make your 1/2 double crochets on this row, and I'll meet you here. All right, okay, so I've gotten to the end of row 4, which is the 1/2 double crochet row of the white. All right, so what I'm going to do now to end this row, I'm going to slip a stitch on the very first stitch that we made here. So go into that stitch and slip a stitch, put a slip stitch there, chain 1, and then cut off the white yarn, because now we are going to be making the green. Okay, so now we are introducing the green yarn. So now you are going to be reattaching your green yarn on this spot that you ended the white one. All right, so reattach your green yarn right there and chain up 2 very loosely. All right, so that's 1 and that's 2. Okay, so on that same stitch now you are going to be putting in 1/2 double crochet like we did the whites. All right, and on the next stitch you are going to put in 1/2 double crochet, and on the next stitch you put in 1/2 double crochet, and on the next stitch now, after 3 half double crochet, the 4th half double crochet is going to be 2 on that same stitch. So the increase for this particular row now is going to be 3 and 2. The count is 1 2 3 and then 2. All right, let's take it one more time. So on the next stitch now you are going to put in 1/2 double crochet, that's 1, and on the next stitch you put in 1/2 double crochet, that's 2. The next stitch you put in 1/2 double crochet, that's 3. So now on this stitch you are going to be putting in 2 half double crochet as our increase. All right, so on this row that is exactly what you are going to be doing. Be counting 3 stitches and then increase, 3 half double crochet and then 1 increase, 3 half double crochet and 3 half double crochet and 1 increase. All right, so you continue to do that now until you get to the end here, and I'll come back to tell you what we are going to do next. Okay, so I've gotten to the end of my row 1 2 3 4 5. I've gotten to the end of my row 5 now, which is the second half double crochet rows. All right, so what I'm just going to do now, I'm going to slip a stitch on the very first stitch that we made here. All right, so make a slip stitch to close this row. All right, and then chain up 1 and then cut off the green yarn. And tie. All right, so now we are going to be introducing our velvet yarn. All right, so if you do not have the velvet yarn, you are okay right here where this one is, because this one measures exactly 5 inches. All right, so this is exactly 5 inches. So from here you are actually good to go. But me, I just want the aesthetic like I showed you on the previous one I made. I just like the way it looks at the end of it. All right, that's why I added it to my own. Okay, so I'm going ahead now to put this one all around this. Okay, this velvet yarn is very sweet to work with. It's so soft. I really do enjoy working with it. I've not really done a full project with it before. I'm just been using it to do like aesthetic works, like I call them. All right, so here now you are going to reattach your velvet yarn on the very spots you ended the green. Okay, and then you're going to chain up 1. Okay, and then on the next stitch you are going to be putting in 1 single crochet, and on the next stitch you are going to put in 1 single crochet. So on this particular row now with the velvet yarn, we are going to be working single crochet on each stitch. All right, so just keep putting in 1 single crochet on each of the stitches until you get to the end of this row, and then I will meet you back right here. All right, so when you are done putting in your single crochets of velvet yarn all around, I'll meet you here to tell you what we're going to do next. All right, okay, I'm done with the very last row, which is the velvet yarn row. So now I'm just going to slip a stitch now right here on the very first stitch that we made to end the row. Okay, that's the first stitch right here. Okay, so slip a stitch there and then chain 1, and then we're going to cut off the yarn. All right, So we are done with the rows of the coaster. So this is how the coaster is going to be looking. But now we are going to be putting in the seeds of the watermelon. All right. So in order to get this pattern, which is the seed starter in the watermelon, we are going to be introducing our black yarn and the tapestry needle. All right. So what you are going to do now, you are going to take a strand from your black yarn. You take enough strand that is long enough to actually work the amount of black you need on it, which is the seeds you want to create. If you want to go ahead to put even more seeds, it will be better and finer, but me, I'm just going to stop here because I like the way this one looks, just like this. Not too much, not too small. All right, so that's exactly what we are going to be doing. I'm just going to cut off a strand of the black yarn now, and then I'm going to insert it into my tapestry needle. All right, so to begin now, you are going to go in from the very back right here. Let's start from this part, okay, and drag it out. Then make sure you leave it like a small rope right here. So that's what you use to tie it when you are done. All right, so to make the very first seed, I'll be calling it seed. All right, so you're going to go into this part right here. You don't want the seeds to be too big. All right, so make sure you know where you are going into, just to make it like this. All right, don't make it too big or too small that it will not be visible. Just make it the exact way that it can be visible when you look at it. All right, so at the back here, what you are going to do, you see this, the little strand you left at the back, you are going to tie it with this one, but don't make it too tight so it will not drag off the design from the front. Okay, so just tie it like this to secure it right here. All right, so the next step now, from the back now, you are going to hide the black yarn just like you are hiding a thread when you are done sewing, to get you to the next part. Okay, you see that? So let me try it one more time. So what you do now is, now I want to get to the next part where I want to put my seed. So just go in like that, and then go in here. Then from the front, you do your own calculation where you want your black thread, which is your seed, to be in. So I'm going on this direction now to create that right there. So as you can see, all right, so you go from the back again and make sure you hide the black yarn very well, because you don't want the back to be too rough as well. So you still want the back to be presentable. So that is why we are going through all this. Okay, so now we're at the front again. Now you are going to pick where you want your yarn to go in. So you see that, then pick where you want your yarn to go in again. All right, so you just keep creating yours. All right, so just keep using your needle and your black yarn to create yours until you get what you want on the middle which is you are only doing that on the red, because if you've seen a watermelon before, you know that the seeds does not go into the white or the green part. So you're only doing this on the red parts. All right, so make sure it's just on the red that you add your black yarn, which is to create the seeds. Okay, so I'm going off camera now to finish mine, and when I come back, I'm coming to show you how it's looking. All right, okay, so I'm done putting in all of the seeds in my watermelon in my watermelon coaster. All right, so this is how it's looking. Let me show you the back. All right, so this is how the back is looking. So as you can see, the back is also presentable. That's why I told you we are supposed to hide it somehow. All right, so this is the front and this is the back. All right, so I went ahead to do a bigger one as well because it's a set I'm trying to make. So I'm going to make 4 of these smaller ones and then this big one. I'm going to be using it as a gift. I'm giving a friend as a gift. All right, so this is the bigger one. For the bigger one, all you just need to do is just add more rows of the red. As for the white and the green, they are all the same thing. Okay, let me show you the ones I've made already. So I have 2 more here. So I've done 3 of these ones and 1 of the big one, but I want to go with 4, so I'm going to be making 4 of the smaller ones and 1 of the big one. That is the set that I'm making as the gift for my friend. All right, so as I told you, this is how the back is looking, also presentable. So this is the front and this is the back. All right, so we've gotten to the end of today's tutorial. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to my channel if you've not done that before, and like the video. And also you can share it to your friends who wants to do something like this and give it as a gift, okay? Or if you want to use it for yourself, it's a beautiful design. All right. Alrighty, so if you have any questions on this project, make sure to put it on the comment section and I'll be very happy to help you. All right, so until next time, bye bye.